Alright, this is what's going to happen. I'm just sort of, there's so much going on within my brain. Let me explain something. Okay, this person, Matt, is not me. It's a collective of individuals working together, like in recovery, because that's what it is, because I'm still a real alcoholic. But that's just that life and that torture to the brain that most do not come out of. It should make sense to go so far on the edge of death and then to literally start to chip away at a matrix of lies that people cannot accept because their whole existence is just memorized and stuff. And then you get pieces of paper and now these Disney minds are, oh no, I've got a PhD and a master's in lies. It's all it is. It's lies. But okay, plus two, the hundreds of books that I've read. Just because I read them doesn't mean I remember them. Now, the same with you. If you read, see, most people don't read. They don't understand what reading is. They read to gain something either financially or set something up. It's not to read to get lost in words from a long time ago. And I'm talking about books about like knowledge, because knowledge is power. And the minds now have to have this, and even if this brain reads from this signal that the brain is getting, this illumination from this is not what the brain is supposed to have, and so it's going to create something else. The chemicals in the brain will be changed, and they have been, and that's what we're saying. See, the thing is to keep you here. Keep you looking down, keep you here. Okay? And the people cannot do this now. They can't set that down and go, let me look at technology. Let me just look to see if it's really been planned. And it has. And how the number one thing is we gotta have phones, we gotta have internet, let's stay inside. Here's millions of shows, literally. It's crazy that there is more shows than there are observatories anywhere. You need to think about that. And all the shows are space, and there's no observatories. Just stay inside, eat pills, eat shit food, and watch bullshit day after day, day after day, lifetime after lifetime, generation after generation. Okay? So, with that little bit being said as an intro, see how professional that I can be if I want to be professional? But that's a worldly, that's world. You got to get rid of that. It's an illusion. Some of y'all are like, what is he? Listen, everything that you have ever been taught it's not real. It's not real at all. It's real to people that control us and to give you status, to give you position and pride and the emotion of, look at what I did. Well, look at what God did. You see? And since we come from the bucket, from the bottom of it, this collective that's built this, people won't listen because it's not in the fake universities and the fake colleges, which goes back to the Brotherhood of Saturnalia worship, but not the kind of Saturnalia brotherhood as far as attaining the spheres, if you understand. That's some deep shit that I just said. This is some, like, crazy shit. Really crazy shit. And it all has to do with Saturn. Your towns, your squares, your gown cap you wear when you graduate, the judge, the 12 jurors, all of it has to do with Saturn. Okay? It has to do with ancient mythology, and it does. And it has to do with major mind control. Okay? And look, I've got spearmint, and it's flowering right now. And what I do is rub it, and rub it on me and do this, and it cleans my lungs out. Look, right there. We ain't stupid over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is look, we're going to talk about this, mind control. Okay. Stimulates. What are we talking about with stimulate and mind control? Okay. Check this out. Do you see this? This has no value with this thing like it is. It has no value. My cat can be sitting there on the front porch. Okay? It can be sitting there on the front porch. But when I start to do this, it can be lost in a daze just chilling. But when I start to open this package, its ears go whoosh, and it knows that it's time to be fed, whether it's hungry or not. Okay? Because it already knows eating this stimulates the brain. So if it's not hungry, then it's a stimulant. You understand? You don't. Most people will never understand that. Psychology is nothing. This is real psychology. So this has no value at all. And it's not real. The cats and dogs even are sick now with all the human sickness. It's because they're inside. So the cat's just sitting there, and then the ears. Okay, so there's a stimulation going on. The nightly news. Okay, this is what we're going to tell you. The same thing, the same way with humans. Okay, especially in the old days when it was just a few stations, and then this should just like pull you out of the matrix. Just this little bit of a video. Okay, you're trained now to this. You can be sitting somewhere and the TV's on, and then all of a sudden we come to you now, interrupting your regularly scheduled programming. You understand? And when that tone comes across the air, the radio waves, which is man, which is Satan, okay, the ears of the human being, well, we've got them everywhere. The ears know, okay, because there's a certain vibration that your spinal cord's going to get when that tone goes off. You don't know about that. So when that tone goes off, there's a signal that's going to go to your brain, okay, and that's what makes the people, and they go straight to the TV, and go straight to the TV, okay. Now, what's happening is it's the same thing. It's the same thing. They do experiments on animals. You don't have to. Just pay attention to God's creations. You know, nobody does. They go buy shit and kill it, and, you know, plants and all that. Let's kill it. Kill it. Yeah. So everybody's so disconnected that they're just whatever's in their brain is from this. They don't have nothing else. If it's a career they have, it's not real. It's not real. The thing is the illusion of the game of Monopoly is this. It's a real game with real life. That's what this thing loves, is it loves showing you what they've done. And then to some people like me and others, they tell you, look, this is what they're doing. And then by the time, even if people wake up, it's too late. But the game of Monopoly is they've been doing this a long time, is you just go into a land, you create a monetary system, you plant people there that have no education whatsoever. All they know is how to barely survive, you know, and plant some of their churches and then create, you know, this monetary system when they have nothing. They might have a little bit of farming, and then you bring in a few material things, make them start buying fruits and vegetables even though that shit's free. You know, and then you go from there, and there's your community, and then you just start adding the technology, and then a generation, and then now you're here. It's very easy. But see, when we start from there, you've had the radio. You know, the ears had never heard anything before. Ears of very ignorant people, bloodlines. All of ours were very ignorant, whether it's orphans, criminals, or slaves. That's where we come from, or Roman soldiers. That's it. And then when those ears that were very controlled, you know, with nothing at all. This is the radio. You sit around and listen to it. It's Saturday night. Get around. It's space hour. It's the same. So if we look back through history, the roots, back to the seeds of all this, instead of saying, gather around, we're going to teach you how to really farm, know your anatomy, blah, 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 all that. Nope, sorry. It was go get sodas, go get cigarettes, space hour. And then those individuals that only had a little, there was community swimming pools, skating rinks, bowling alleys, there was softball, there was different things, but it was all extracurricular activity. And then the plants were everywhere, all the plantations, the plants, and then the housing around there, that's your quarters. It's not hard to see it. And then when you go back, you can see how humans, how they already knew, you take away what we never knew, ever. Man, listen, y'all don't understand the scale. Even to the ones out there that know there's something up and you actually know like some real truth, listen, it's bigger than that. You listen, see, that's the thing is there's so many layers. There's so many webs of deception that is just, because people, the thing with me is whenever I'm still in AA and I'll always be in AA, but it's 12 steps. Blue book, it has to do with Saturn. The 4 steps talks about doing an inventory. And the thing is every day the inventory it's not that. It's something you should have been taught as a child in school, but we know anyways. But it's to do a real inventory is to do it one every day. Is when you learn how to seek through everything that you see. That's doing an inventory, not just on yourself. Once you get past that, but you'll always continue to do one on yourself. Once you learn how to do a spot check inventory and just do, be open-minded and say, I'm going to learn how to be not even a person. I'm going to escape from everything that has been in my brain. I'm going to put that person to the side. That's the world. I'm going to learn how to look at stuff for what it is and learn how to reason and to read something and to not expect an answer right then, but ponder on it for days, weeks, months, even years if it has to, because the brain has never been introduced to that kind of true knowledge, and this right here, it's just, this is what they've done. This is it's very easy. That's what they did. I mean, it's just, you can look at a cat and see it's the same thing. It's just like now, when the news still comes on now, even in 2023, you'll hear it, dee, 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 whatever kind of little tone they play. See, in the old days, going to fake wars, because you got to raise dummies to just stand there and get shot. The front line, fire! None of them was like, hey, look, I ain't taking one for the team like this. I'm at least, going to be like, hey, why are we fighting in a wide open field? Why are we not like going at them and like, that's ludicrous on all fucking accounts. But anyways, the tone of the drummers, of the goy, of the us, you don't know what that is, going to war was a different beat, because the different beat arouses the spirit into war. The same way that the radio and all this arouses the spirit. It stimulates the spirit. See, the food is stimulated by a substance. The soul is stimulated by what it hears, because it resonates with the 12 dorsal vertebrae that go up into the anatomy, which is the throne of God. This is the throne of God up here. And so it's sending a signal to the spirit. You better listen, and then plus you combine the pills and the substances that people eat and all that. It takes over the nervous system, which is your electrical system, and then it controls it through the cell towers, because your anatomy is cells, trillions of cells. No, man, it's for our cell phones. Yeah, that's the outer meaning. Remember, we're teaching you the layers of the webs. Okay? That's for stupid people. Yeah, everybody's got to stay inside. That's the outer layer. The the hidden layer is to control you. Those cell towers control the anatomy and the cells in them. You know, so what we have learned is we've learned yet another recipe in this web of deception of how certain tones and frequencies, if we go back through social engineering generations, if we go back to the beginning, those fresh ears that had really never been around anything at all, because they destroyed the world that was. They got to create all this fake shit, and it's coming. Technology, AI is coming. People warn humanity, Christianity too, saying, listen, this is not good. Aleister Crowley said the television's going to bring in Satanism faster than anything. And look at where we are. Literally. And people, and it's like, when you study Aleister Crowley's writings and stuff, listen, even Madame Blavatsky, Eliphas Levi, all these people throughout history that they'll tell you on the news are Satanists. It's like, no, listen, the ones saying on TV that people are Satanists, those are the Satanists. And those people who say it's not real, it's like, listen, they created satanic gematria as real. Y'all don't understand. See, listen, me speaking this video, when I'm speaking, what I'm saying is coming, it's in existence already, but it's coming back into existence. Okay? It's coming back into existence. This satanic gematria shit that has to do with murder and sacrifice and all that is real. And they have made it real. It was spoken into existence. And that's like, you don't understand thought and form. Okay? And the way that this machine that just, the cavity of humans is overtaken, and it's the conscious that's programmed from birth, and they're sent into everywhere, and they're the real fucking virus, and it's destroying everything. But I mean, it's in here to look at you with no conscience and to tell them they love Jesus and whatever else, and then somebody die and they know it, and they work together to get rid of it, to falsify everything. And then they sell that shit and then create fucking memorials and people donate money. It's ingenious on all levels, but it is fucking sinister as shit. You know, but I mean, it's what it is. It's, you don't understand. The same way people go and buy substances to kill insects is the same way they think about us. It's no different. A life is a life, and that's what they've taught us. Is that no, it's not. Everything out there in nature, we need to kill it. It's God. And it's truth. It's this. The magnetic field is what it is. You cannot get rid of it. It will always come back, and they know that. But you need to know how serious this is. Cat food and nightly news. Hell yeah. I love you.